wear our WGA t-shirts?
No, the first thing I saw when I was leaving the house is
Okay, okay, okay. It looks good. So I was trying to say, hey, that one is a brand requirement now. If we're elongating this matter.
so we're live.
Okay.
Okay, hello, hi. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're joining us from. It is one of those days. It's a Tuesday and we're live. And today, okay, we're live indeed. And today I have with me the delectable, the amazing, the one and only Morenike Amosu. I said I'm going to get a bell. I need a bell.
That can do this. Thank you for
I need
having
a
me,
bell of blessing.
Brenda.
Oh,
Thank
thank you so much
you.
for joining me today. Thank you for,
Okay.
in fact, bear with our little lateness, but thank you. We're live finally. So, today is another day in the month of October, and as usual, we're talking about branding, amplifying, visibility, and all the and today we have with us our beautiful sister, Morenike Amosu. She's going to tell us who she is. You know how we do it here. We don't read profiles, we don't do all those things. We just allow you to blow your horn. This is one of those places where you can joyfully be proud with your full chest in the house of the Lord. You have all the rights and everything to just, blow your horn in any direction you want it. We can take it. Our chest can take it. So, ready when you are.
All right. Thank you for having me once again. It's amazing the work you do at Women's Growth Academy. Like I was telling you before we started live streaming, when I grow up, I'm going to be like you. No two ways about it.
Be careful what you wish for.
I know, right? I know, right? Okay, so very quickly, for the purpose of this conversation, I'm going to be introducing myself. And I am quite the storyteller. What I've discovered about storytelling is that it can come in plenty of expressions. I tell stories through passion. I tell stories through capacity development. I tell stories through just who I am and the evolution of who I am. So my day job involves sharing knowledge. My day job also involves beautifying people, right? And it's such a honor to be on the Women's Matters platform this glorious Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a very short introduction. I don't like it. So I say you should be proud. I say you should be proud. That you should spread your chest and tell us as it is. We don't do humble here. We want to hear all the plenty. I have a degree from Harvard kind of things, you see.
And it's true. Because really, if you don't blow the horn, who will?
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Who's going? We're talking today about storytelling. We want to tell us a beautiful story. I don't like all this. Please don't these abbreviated versions, abridged versions. We don't want it. Please, just letting you know before we start the conversation. Thank you very much.
Okay. Righty.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much. I always start by asking people what gravitated you towards this topic, because the way we get our guests, I've told everybody that's my secret. I'll just carry my long list to all my friends and well wishers. I say, excuse ma, please take the one that your soul speaks to or speaks to your soul. How do they put it? And I always end up getting fantastic guests, as I think Holy Spirit just goes ahead, because I don't even know. I mean, if I was left to choose the people, I may have been,
you may have decided for something else.
But,
yeah.
Exactly. But when I just trade up like that, I mean, I get the people that will come and say, I want to take topic. I'm looking at, are you sure? Okay. If you say so, what does it take? And they come from an angle that, I would never have expected. So, we're doing the Lord's work over here. So we just leave it to him. Like, Father Lord, you're going to find your own because it's time. I don't manufacture human beings. Do you see? That's your job. So you send your children over to the right slots and then we take it from there. So what did they pinch you to tell you to please pick this topic? How did it come to you?
Okay. All right. So first, I think there was a list of topics that were in line with amplifying, like you said, amplifying storytelling. And I just feel that we do not leverage storytelling enough. I seem to think that storytelling, that's the core of what human beings are. You could go from not knowing someone and in maybe like an hour, you actually feel you can resonate enough to push you to support their causes, enough to push you to be moved by empathy, enough to move you to. But more importantly, I saw that even in our list of topics, there were some of storytelling that looked like it will speak to other aspects. This one talked about storytelling as a strategy. And I think that as women, we do not also leverage strategy enough. We act like, oh, however it turns out, how it turns out. Everything from choosing peace in a household can be a strategy. Everything from reducing your voice to be able to amplify the voice later could be a strategy. So storytelling as strategy, I believe human beings were not set up to understand logic. Human beings, it doesn't matter what, human beings are not set up to understand data. Humans are set up to understand stories. So stories move us to where we want to be. Stories help people see us in the way we want to be. And
hold on. We need to hone in on that a little, because you see, human beings were not built to understand data.
To understand logic.
They were built to be moved
or numbers,
by stories.
By stories. That's exactly it.
A wise man once said, a wise woman once said, I love
write it down.
I'm gonna write it down. Oh my goodness, I love it. Please go ahead.
All right. So imagine that you know that through storytelling, you can get, I've seen people say, oh, why did, I was showing my children, I was showing them a content creator who obviously had a disadvantage of a phone, by saying, oh, I use Android. She has built so much stories around it that it's either looking as if we either are going to crowdfund whatever it is we think is nice enough for content creation, or we're going to soak in the authenticity of her. I'm going to be talking plenty about authenticity today, right? But it was just storytelling. She wowed me. I followed her. I put on notification. I don't know her from Adam. It's as in all the content of another person. And so you know how you like a novel so much, maybe Brenda's latest read, you finish, you're like, no, if I have a bestie or a lover, this is the time to get them on board, like a good movie. So I finished, I loved that up, and then I wanted all my family members in on it. And what was I trying to say? I think I was also trying to say, maybe for my children who are strung up on perfection, or for the young person who lives in me, I was trying to say, perhaps maybe if you read from this person, you see that you don't need that being strong up. You don't necessarily, you can be just as you are. That's exactly what you need to take off. Do you see?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I love it. I mean, there was, and this for me is really everything.
Yeah.
As much as we want to be perfect, want to have the glittery, glossy videos, everything on point, it is important to realize that at the heart of storytelling is authenticity. People want to see the real you. They want to know the real you. And so even as easy and smooth as it could be in telling stories, it can be made a strategy. I mean, look at our favorite couple, Ife and I am
in
Tom.
short, they grew a whole empire.
Then on story, like the other day, I discovered the my husband was following their couple speech.
Are you serious?
Like
the synchrony.
We always send stuff to each other on Instagram, and he said something like, "You are following this, my people. How do you know them?" He said, this is baby, is very nice. So you see how she's cooperating with him. I said, I think she's the content somebody has said. Don't worry about those two. He's like, oh, he doesn't know her. He won't know her.
Using storytelling as a strategy.
My goodness. That is like the epitome of it. And as much as we enjoy these stories, the truth of the matter is that they are whining us.
They put out exactly what they want us to. Even every epic fail, maybe there's a challenge and they didn't get through to it. They need us to come and feel, what are they feeling like? They need we are exactly where they want us to be. Let me put it that way.
That's
the exact place. Yeah. The exact place where they want us to be. That's where we are.
Exactly what they want to put out there and getting the results they want to get. So they are actually strategic posting content for us.
That is strategy.
That will lead to an end. It's not by mistake. Oh, today I
Yeah.
woke up, I was facing this place. I said to show you. It's not true.
What? In
You
short, the part they don't want us to see, if they
will
mistakenly
never
capture
see.
it because they're not doing live, they would actually edit that part out. Exactly
Yes.
what they want us to see. So, yes, they're the ultimate storytelling gurus. Yeah. Oh, good.
Everybody, see, I got a call that wanted to disturb the life of my phone, so I'm going to put it on do not disturb. Okay. And
Okay.
everybody can do the same, to be honest. Everybody can do the exact same thing. Everybody can, literally just set up your life in a way that,
Your storytelling
and it
and you're
doesn't have
getting
to
to,
pretend, right?
yeah.
Yes, let's be clear that we're not talking about pretending here. We're not talking about, showing up. We're just talking about that thing that you want to share before. How about you put it together in a strategic way to lead to an expected end? Do you see?
Yeah, yeah. I get that. I see. And I think women need to hear this. So that your bell, you soon get to it. It must be that we see wisdom words like this. We're able to
We
knock it
we ring
down.
the bell small, like
You really, that's not anyone. Just so that people know that, yeah, I can tell my story. As a matter of fact, it's an advantage because even if
mm,
you and I are at the same level, the same office, the same about anything that we are, there may just be that slight thing in the way my life has gone. So that even if you're GM and GM, it may just be that my life has taken such a detour that only that story is true to me. Do you see? And so being able to fan the flames of those stories and to be able to either inspire or encourage someone or to be able to get someone to move or to, achieve the outcome that I want. That's exactly, that's what it is. Yeah. So yes to strategy. Yes to storytelling being a
absolutely,
strategy.
absolutely. I mean, and so when people hear about storytelling, the first thing they think is writing. So somebody listening may be saying, but I don't know how to write. See, you even got to go and bring Ife again. Ife is a writer, somebody. I don't know how to write. How can I effectively use storytelling if I'm not a natural writer?
Okay. All right.
And when
So
you
I would
started earlier,
answer
you had
that.
said something about
Yeah.
the fact, okay,
Yeah.
you're
Let
talking
me
about
hear
the fact
you.
that you have the different expressions, and you tell stories through different expressions. So I want you to, wind us back through that place because I think we
That there's light in that area. All right. So the
Mm,
very first thing, sorry that our light is fluctuating. They're fixing it on the back end. All right.
okay.
So the very first thing is to know that this is the best time to be alive. I thought we should write that down. About everything is at our disposal to make life easy. Today, I ran into someone that says, if you're an introvert and you don't even want your face on the internet, hello, AI twin, can we start from there? And then make it consistent. Because you can say exactly how Brenda looks like this. This is how we want to show up every Tuesday. Just as in do your magic, create the content. So first, there are no longer those excuses around, oh, it's because I can't do this. It means that I can search for a prompt and refine it. Do you know that I say all the time, I'll be like, before a prompt looks AI-ish, there will be my personal story that discredits it from being a robotic answer. Do you see? The same thing that they said we should do, that I and Brenda went online, because really these things are supposed to be amplifiers. They're supposed to be
Yes,
catalysts. They
yes.
help you first get the idea before you say, no, this one is looking too superficial. Let me
Mm,
trick in, something that happened in Lagos, Nigeria. Do you see? So
yes.
if this person is not a writer, imagine that you leverage maybe AI and you say, I would get my content, the content idea. So I think people also do not know that especially if storytelling is going to be a strategy, it has to
Mm,
have a script. I don't
mm,
know if you get it. If I'm going to use, and there are plenty of elements of storytelling that we'll get into, but let's say I choose vulnerability. Some parts
yeah.
of my vulnerable story may not be ripe enough to share. If some are ripe enough to
Mm,
share and I gather five, it means that I will say, no, let's talk about that body shaming before we get to the low self-esteem that birthed the academy. Is that not it? It means that now there's a script. So I say it all the time. I'll be like, we're in an era where even if I can be at a function that you invited me to and just take videos unobtrusively, right?
yeah.
Because when I get home, I want to layer it with a voiceover. For orators like you and I, we seem to think that we can just voice over. So if I'm sharing something with you, on a platform we both are. I can just go ahead and just talk from my heart. You could even help me edit to say, oh, this place was high, this place was low. Do you know that if I do not have all of those time or that expertise, I would video. So I'm at Dan Brenda's function. I take 3 different shots of 30 seconds, right? I want to talk about that day in relation to my authenticity or relationship management or friendships, right? And I'll get home. I import all of those videos into an app. I write the script of exactly what I want to say, because at times, between what is inside my heart to say in storytelling and what comes out, they can be miles apart. So instead of living like the Brenda or living like the Tokumbo, you decide that, okay, let me now write out to be like, it's a bright sunny day. Don't forget that now I'm layering. So I'm not even doing that in real time, but I'm telling a story such that people can follow, like, know, and trust me. Because in this, our topic for today, storytelling as strategy is actually to build trust. Do you get? It's the reason why the chef takes us to the market. They don't need to tell us. It's the reason why I want to tell you that, please, can you not question my price when I give out my fashion items? There's another day that I went to the market that was pretty weather. But no, I chose the day that it rained, because that rain day was not a lie. So I'm there, I'm thinking, may God bless our hustle. Or I say, when I unveil my Hummer, please do not say that it was Kinikon daddy money. You know how people can be. And then I take you. As a matter of fact, the water was first shallow. By the time I got to the raw material, to the place where I wanted to buy the raw material of this your order, it had gotten to my ankle. Brilliant storytelling. By the time I'm done, I'll be like, the Bible says that whatever our hands finds to do, dear friends and family of this renowned brand, please don't let it be you that stops the Lord's work. Please just buy with love. Once we deliver, see, it's what I would have done. It just invites you into my world to show you my behind the scenes. And what it does is that you're now saying, have you seen people? It's like somebody going on your page for the first time and saying, hope you are not scam. I will say, Brenda, if you answer, I'm going to be angry, because we need to answer with the Voltrons of your several expressions. We need to answer that person. Which of the scams first? Scam in the number of your authorships, scam in your product offering. Let us understand. You build trust so much that it's a no-brainer. There's nothing about it that you want to now. So you're using storytelling to say, come see my everyday life. And I dare to tell people that, please, can you also show us the imperfections too? Because it looks like in our current world, we are,
it's only perfect stories people share.
That's the most inauthentic. If you know adulting
those ones that you dress up and go to events. That's the you did the perfect MUA makeup.
You need to say, my car stopped right at this. You'd be shocked that I needed to leverage. As a matter of fact, that car, it looks as if I don't even know where it is now, because I've called hubby to sort that while I go on this. But you guys were so dear to me. I needed to be at this live already. Can't you? Are you not sucking into that?
I'm already you like,
do you get? So yes. Storytelling is a strategy. Yeah.
I like something that you said when we were talking, and it was basically about the reason why we do content, basically to make people to know, like, and trust you. Yeah. So now in terms of now using this, your storytelling as a strategy, you have to make sure that, okay, what are you going to show to people that will make them know you? What are you going to show to people that will make them like you? And what are you going to show that will make them trust you? I know that the topic today says something about trust. And so that's why you went into that angle of, going to the market, showing us your behind the scenes.
My sister. Yeah.
Yeah. We know that you're a pretty face. You're always perfect looking. But sometimes, how did you get here? Sometimes you could be having a bad day. Sometimes things are just hard. And if we know Nigeria, where life be life in all the time, sometimes, just let us know. Like, for example, I was just telling talks about why I was late. It's the most incredible reason. I was sitting down with JJ. Today, in fact, I had shared the flyer 1 hour ahead. Normally, it's not like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to that I used to share.
Yeah.
So you can know that I was ready. I've sent flyer ahead. I was not just, going through my phone. What can I use to kill the next 1 hour? And then this husband of mine calls me.
Please.
Oh, darling.
There will be no Mr. Tony slander. I just said you should know. His Voltrons are here.
Did I abuse anybody? They don't even bump me to abuse anybody. We are not raised that way. I only said that this husband of mine called me and I say, yes, my love, what would you have? What would you like? And I said, he's having guests. I said, guests. I said, what manner of guests? It turns out, people of God, that is two guests where I thought it was one. Because they mentioned earlier today that, oh, there'll be a guest coming. So, okay, one person. I looked at the soup I have in the house. Okay, we can stretch it to one more person. We're good.
Yeah.
So that's why I was chilling and pressing phone. Then they now said to me that it's two people, not one. That soup will not really work for two people. So I have to get up immediately and enter the kitchen. Now, my new girl, she's bless her, very lovely person. She had to also be doing another part of the work while I'm doing this one. And I said, listen, I have 10 minutes for this because this thing was 6:45. Guys, I don't cook soup so fast in my life before. Thankfully, I'd already sent her earlier to cook meat in the morning, just because I was like, so in case they're eating this soup now, they said, more meat, I can be able to bring, that kind of thing. I said, I'm ever ready wife. That is always,
The
they didn't
wise
know that
way.
they didn't know that my
Yeah.
ever ready would have turned me to. And I looked at myself and I said, will I now not go live because I'm cooking soup? I'm not understanding. Did I not know that there will be soup to be eaten this night? Will I not look unserious? I started asking myself, I said, okay, we're going to make this work. I made the soup. I've even dished the soup inside plates, everything. It's already set on the table. So as I don't tell my girl, you know how I set it in the morning? Here, set it like that. Tell them I'll be with them in a few minutes. That's the best I can do for you. Because as a wife and a child of God, I have to do what I have to do. But
Yeah.
things will happen, right? Things will drag you. Things, and it's the things that you never expect. I mean, normally I'll be like, I should come and why? Why are you just letting me know? But to be honest and to be fair, I'd been told in the morning. And for
Yeah.
me, I had enough for the number that it was in my
One.
head. Maybe I should
Yeah.
have even clarified. But be that as it may, Sha, we found ourselves cooking soup this night.
See how your story made us empathize. See how, for instance, if I say my core value is timeliness, life is not white and black. As a matter of fact, we just discovered that the gray has several shades. Some are tending metallic, some are tending. So just being able to, because that is very relatable. I once got on as a judge or like a food taster on a business that was going to be food. And I have not done food anything in my life, food blogging, food anything. However, they said if this person is a wife that has children, there would have been instances where whatever authentic reply we get from her, maybe tasting our egusi, it will be authentic enough for us to use it as data to be able to serve our customers. Now, it didn't mean that they didn't have their food critics and their food bloggers. They considered me fit enough for that role as an addition to whatever data testing, because they said, would you buy chicken broth? Would you buy chicken? Omier, would you buy stock? And I said, no, I don't think so. They said, what if it's infused with vegetables that could help mix pasta in the morning? I said, sign me up. Because already I could see the carrots. I could see the pasta of
at this point,
15
I think
minutes.
I will.
Did you get? All they needed to, because immediately I could see breakfast mornings on school days. Storytelling is a strategy, Brenda. Storytelling is the ultimate. I thought to put that out there.
Absolutely. I mean, and it was something that I learned in, I just concluded my LBS course.
Yeah.
In one of our marketing models, they had told us about how even in storytelling, you have to be mindful of the audience, right? Mindful of how they receive what you're going to share. So they had given a classic example. There was a detergent brand. I can't remember the name now. A detergent brand. And they set up this beautiful ad. The mother-in-law comes to the house, proper Yoruba mother-in-law came to the house, like open the door. So the house said, hi, it's my son. I say, it's fine, ma. Okay, show me your kitchen. She inspects the whole kitchen, checking everywhere. She inspects the bathroom, checking everywhere. And the area was spick and span. The woman herself, the wife herself was wearing white and white. Like, she was on point.
Ready for duty.
Like the mother-in-law was inspecting room by room. The girl was taking her patiently. Then I got to, where's my room? Where am I going to sleep? She now took her to her room. Her room was fresh, white bed sheets, everything. The woman now smiled to say, my wife. Any other one is a counterfeit.
Yeah.
You can relate, Abby?
Yes, I can.
Guess what? This advert flopped woefully in the north.
Hey, what happened?
What do you think happened? You are my good wife. Any other one is a counterfeit. As how now?
No, the conversation of any other one should not
As
have
how?
entered.
Like, excuse, are you the only wife? Since when? So that is very far removed from their reality, and they were like, "No
The
way, we're not touching this with
context
a
was
pole." So if I watch this thing now, that means I cannot be the second wife. They will pursue me away. No. So it was immediately repelled by them, and they had to go back to the drawing board and prepare another
that
variant
campaign.
for the North. Guess what was the variant for the North?
What was the variant?
2 wives were washing, they were doing laundry.
Correct.
And the children were playing, running around, they were washing together. And then one just, just with minimal stress, hang her clothes, minimal stress, hang her clothes. That one was struggling. So look at her like, what are you doing differently now? That one now brought out the detergent and said, this is my secret. She now gave her small, like, tests. And then that one now was, her own clothes were wet. They now hugged each other. That's how
Enough to show that they manage relationships in that side. I get. I see.
It was a video advert, like they played it in class. It was such a deep learning for me. Like, I just got it. That even in storytelling, we must be mindful of our audience, because even all these people that we call and the content creators of our time, the influencers and everybody, sometimes they get it wrong, and then people come for them. Do you see? So imagine how they would have come for that advert in the notes. Like, what? Who? Hey?
To change our culture. Like,
the marketing manager would have almost been fired. Like, how did you put this out? That kind of thing. So in the same way, get ready for some flack when you are posting. But if you are mindful of whom your audience, which again speaks to strategy, if you are mindful of whom your audience is, you don't care who else is not happy. Do you see?
Yeah.
Because they will talk and they will move on.
Strategy.
But the people you are targeting, the actual audience, will be glued. In fact, they will be abusing them back in the comments for you. Have you seen that kind of thing before?
Yeah.
Then you go to the comments and be fighting.
Actually, yeah, when a content creator pins a hate post, and it happens with our, should I say, coaches, influencers, when they pin a hate post, it's a strategy. It shows how vile this hater is, or this troll, especially if it's a lovable community. One, and it shows it begs people, it behoves that people will now show care and concern to this poster. So maybe this person posts her husband, and then you say maybe the marriage will soon scatter or something. Once they post up that vile comment,
all those kind of things.
First, because there could be negativity around virality. Do you get? And so at times you now see that 7,000 people went to check out the hate post. Another set of bloggers went to leverage the comments and the person. And so it is still working around engagement, because the average content creator wanted to drive engagement. So they'll be like, okay, let all the love ups be loving up. That will be that one person that is not loved at all that will come and talk. You get? So yes, strategy, everything. I believe that the subject of strategy in storytelling is something that we cannot take lightly, which is why people curate their narratives. They curate exactly how they want people to perceive them. Yeah.
Absolutely. So how do we want to start? I mean, if for example, you say, okay, I really love what you're saying, Miss Amosu, I really want to start now. I want to have strategy. I want to, I just want to just plan this thing. Where will I start from? Where would be the typical place to start from?
Okay. So here I have it, just so you know that I did research for this, my session, right?
Your phone have
so the very okay, I'll get it back. Okay. All right. I will get to it now. Okay. Yeah.
It's
Can you see me now? All right. So the very first thing, like anything that needs an outcome, is to realize that for you, strategy is a series of, like a goal that you set to be able to achieve the desired outcome, right? It happens where people have business strategy, people have sales strategy, people actually have visibility strategy. Show up. This is visibility as much as it is noble. Women's Matters has shown up for how many episodes did you tell us? 80 something. I should just let's call it great for you. Let's call it great for you. We need to crown you. There's nothing. So while it is for the good, while it is for the greater good, it is also a saying that there are people who have actually come to know this channel and who look forward to it. The other day you were sharing with us to say, oh, somebody was giving feedback. Today, as we were checking this, somebody said, is this you? You know, we're talking about if that picture was the most appropriate and all of that. And I said, we can change the flyer after, you know, to suit something else or something. But somebody else in another community that I belong to, in Smart Stewards, saw the flyer, is a regular on Women's Matters. I mean, you're doing something, Noble, Brenda. I mean, just take all your flowers already. So this is a strategy. So remember where I'm going with this. It's a strategy is actually a goal that is set, you know, it's set around a goal to deliver a certain outcome. So the very first thing when you are using storytelling as a strategy is to analyze what is your goal. And I'll break it down a little more to say somebody else wants a grant and so decides that I would hold an IG live or a YouTube session every Tuesday and tell stories that women can relate to. And at the end of 3 years, I would apply for this thing around impact with women. Oh, brilliant. Brenda says, no, I need every woman that thinks that they can be, you know, that has been kept quiet. I need them to unmute. I need them to start telling their stories because the cumulative effect will rub off on families and all of that. So Brenda starts telling stories. So hello, dear storyteller, can you first outline what your goal is for storytelling? Yeah. The second step will be to determine what resources you have. I dare say, either Brenda tells me or not, there are resources she has that a few other persons may not have. And I mean, including the room, the workspace where is available for her to do a class. Another person that means equally well, that has to share a room, maybe starting bootstrapping all that just has maybe one sitting room and a room where every other child is, may be stuck, but they don't need to feel sorry for themselves. Just determine what resources are available to help you expedite this goal that you have set. Don't forget I said it's a desired outcome that you're going to, right? And now, can we now list the steps that it will take us to get to this goal that we have set? Almost like the goal setting classes that you take us through. I've been a student of a goal setting class. I thought to tell you of all the good work that you've put out in this world. On the days that it feels hard, you must remember, right? So goal setting says, oh, how many steps does it take? So it may be a tell stories, build trust enough to be able to, you know, make a request. Today I was teaching in a class and I said to them, I said, somebody said, what if we are doing anything environmental in fashion? I said, I have an impact assessment report. Something that says, if you do charity, Brenda, it must be structured so that it says that courtesy us, we've even been SDG goal, we've been able to reduce, you know, that place in 2 and 3 around poverty and gender. That's exactly, that's what this session is doing for us. More women are seeing themselves, they are looking through this life. Somebody will be at a lowest step and just run through 4 editions of Women's Matter and say, I am a whole human and I can do so much more. I am not dependent on another human just because you chose to be you. Do you see? So you itemize the steps that it takes you to get to this goal, this your desired, you know, the strategy was put in place for the goal. And then number 4, nothing too hard. You now begin to deploy those resources that you've identified. So to deploy the resource will be, Brenda just said now, if I had to pick each person per topic, it would just be strenuous. And so it was a strategy to say, why don't I list out the topics and now leverage my friendship? Brenda is the head, the yaloja of friendship, of communities. I may be talking about Brenda. I'm just saying something. I say, oh, my friend group wants to say another person from one place. You don't say,
like,
yes,
Brenda is my person. What are you saying?
Exactly. So Brenda having plenty friends is not the issue. Brenda leveraging her plenty friends with plenty sense. And she did not set out to be their friends, as in parasitically. She's added value. She gives her all. We wonder how she's still able to use 24 hours. I am in constant awe. I do not hesitate to tell you to say, you will tell us one day. That your superpower and the power that gives you the jazz. Do you get? Because she practically floats on, energy that never dissipates. So now she now says, I have this resource. To know this number of persons means that I am a human resource. I have resource at my disposal. I would allocate it when I need to distribute my friends to this new initiative that is helping to also steal better lives. Do you see?
Mm.
So now we have our strategy in place. We'll now begin to say, okay, now that we've itemized it, what are the possible things? And it is in those places that we can begin to say empathy is actually a strategy for storytelling. Vulnerability is a strategy for storytelling. Authenticity is a strategy for storytelling. Emotional connection is a strategy for storytelling. Now, the only place where people get
behavior, even shouting as in some kind of
is
behavior. It's a full-on
exactly
strategy.
Do you get? Have you
Because
heard
people
the
that will
people?
hate you, will still be adding the numbers, they'll still be following to
Have you
hate
heard
you, to
about
abuse
people
you.
who do rage baits? I think I didn't hear about rage baits till maybe last
Yeah.
year. They say something. In short, they may show a Western husband and a Nigerian wife, and he constantly puts her down. Now, if you are as justice inclined as you and I, you now be like, no, when you marry someone, you have accepted, you have chosen them. You do not get to denigrate. So you begin to write stories. You begin to show all they wanted was that your attention.
They wanted your
In short,
content.
exactly. So rage bait is a strategy. Is it the most honorable thing? Which is where your values would also come to play in storytelling. Yeah, your values will come to play. And so you can decide. A friend of ours, we're going to start a podcast together. And as the cinematographer began to tell us, or the creative director was telling us about virality, there was just something off. And thank God I was going to be a guest. They were going to be hosts.
On this one.
I now said, there are things that my name will not go on if it shows. So you cannot say, why shouldn't a man not have a side chick? I don't care if it's for the clicks. I will not be caught inside that conversation. Do you see?
Be me.
But another one, I was able to tell this my friend who was going to be host. I said, another thing, I can say something and it becomes, somebody clicks it to understand a little better, and then I explain my context. Something like, for instance, Brenda, I say, do not marry the love of your life. I had a situation like that earlier this week. You see the love of your life. The reason why some people like their exes is that they never got around to doing life together. They did not, the sick child, they did not go to the hospital. They did not spend sleepless nights. There was no time when water ran out. They did not rake for each other. So the ex remains a picture of a movie romance. The way the movies have it. Now, when you marry the love of your life, which is the context I will put to it, to say, you must be prepared for those days when he looks at you and say, I regret being with you. You're thinking, me that you begged with plenty yams to my parents. Do you see? So right? If there's the context of a podcast and it's on relationships, if I say to you, do not marry the love of your life, I will quickly follow up with it to say, you're not going to listen anyway. So let me tell you what will be the outcome. If you marry the love of your life, there will be the days when he will shout at you. If you marry the love of your life, there will be a door slamming. Do you see? So it is still my values need to shine through when I'm telling my stories. So yes,
I love it.
I think that storytelling is the whole point.
And I want to pick up on that. And really, it is very good that you mentioned that, because in all of the examples we've been giving, let it not be as if we're giving a free pass to any kind of virality to say, you can tell any kind of story just to be able to get the clicks. Remember, it's not about the clicks for us. Remember, the first question was, what is your goal? Do you see?
Yeah,
if your goal is to get more followers, that's okay. Do you understand?
Yeah,
it's not a bad goal. But what do you want to do with the followers? Are you looking for followers for impact?
Are you looking for followers?
You want to impact more people? Or are you looking for followers for that are just adding numbers? Or are you looking for followers such that brands, so that you can be attracted to brands? And if that is the case, what kind of brands do you want to be attracted to you? That also now is all part of the strategy. So you don't want anyhow brands. For example, I don't want a Bet Nigeria to come and call me because what's that? I don't want a BB Nigeria to come and call me.
I don't want to.
I don't want that. So what am I putting out there that could possibly attract them? Do you see? Now that brings me to one story, a quick story.
I remember one day.
My husband likes shows. He likes all these comedy shows and stuff like that. He loves them. So anytime there's one and he has a seat, we are going. So this particular day, bros had gone to Ikoyi Club or something. And so he was like, it would be too much trouble for me to come, as in it will take too much time. It will be late if I come back home to get you in Lekki and then go back to VI. How about we meet in VI? I said, okay, call me when you're setting out in Ikoyi, because I'm not going to be waiting for you. He said, okay, fine. So he calls me. I'm setting out from Ikoyi and I set out from the house in Lekki. We're going to meet at Ikoyi Hotel in VI. Somehow I got there before him. I thought, okay, he cannot be
Okay.
far behind. So I decided I call him and he says, oh, just wait for me in the pool bar. I'll be there shortly. So I go to the pool bar, people of God, to sit down and have a drink in all my
Okay.
glory like this. And
Yeah.
then the manager, some waiter came to me to say, excuse me, ma'am, you can't sit here. I'm like, excuse me? Excuse you? He says,
Exactly. Very excuse you.
we don't allow unaccompanied women to sit here. Ayemi. I say, me,
Hey.
unaccompanied women. I'm trying to understand. In what world would you refer to me as an accompanied woman? Was I wearing shobele or mini skirt?
Because I
How
also know the kind of people that they refer to as unaccompanied. It shows in
I'm
their
like,
midriff.
how can I be in the category of I'm here buying a drink for myself? You didn't see me propositioning a man to buy for me. I'm here waiting for my husband. Let's even assume you did not see my ring. It's neither here nor there. Can't a grown woman like me come and buy a drink by herself
Yeah.
in
I
a
just want to
hotel
sit alone.
pool bar?
Yeah.
The guy said that unaccompanied women. Ha! My head was hot. I said, we're going to call your manager today. I said, your man, I won't
Exactly.
talk to you. It's your manager that you call because this is rubbish. And I kept my voice even. I kept my voice cool. I did not
Good.
shout. I did not rake because I could not degenerate to his level.
Yeah.
But I was boiling.
Leave it.
Oh
I am
Lord.
angry on your
By,
behalf for
by the
it.
time the guy came, he was so apologetic. He's so sorry. I just messaged my husband that wherever you are, you better start coming
Just
now
be
because I'm about to
coming.
scatter everywhere. So he got there and he wanted to start raking. I said, no, 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 it's your fault. It's you that kept me inside
I
pool
was
bar alone.
cutting you.
Because
I'm now
what am I doing
unaccomplished.
here? I'm not supposed to
I
unaccompanied. It's not their
I know,
fault.
right?
It's your
I
fault.
know.
He now started to say, but they are mad. They're crazy. I said, no, it's okay. So that day I went home after the show, started thinking. I said, what vibes was I giving out that would have caused this man
Mm.
to say? I checked everything. I checked my dressing. I checked everything. I didn't see anything. So I just concluded that he was a stupid person. Do you see?
No,
So
I agree that he didn't have the level of he's an X or Y person that doesn't know about nuance to
I just
say,
realized
oh
that he's a foolish man, that he didn't have
yeah,
sense. So it's not
yeah,
me, it was him.
it's not on
And
you.
so
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's also important,
yeah.
in the way that you show up, because I had to think about it that Abi, boya, did I wear something that is scandalous? Because I started thinking,
It's like you having what you're wearing, and then somebody says, you be like, is there a keyhole somewhere? Is there something I'm not
unaccompanied,
seeing?
you say
Hmm.
unaccompanied woman, me. Serious, so we were like, yes, that's our policy. We don't allow. I said, do you know the meaning of unaccompanied women? I said, okay, so
Mm,
because I do not have a man seated beside me, I cannot buy a drink here. Show me that policy in writing. He goes,
mm.
hey, I said, go and call your manager because obviously you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking
Good.
about. You didn't
Mhm.
see a bunch of girls scantily clad that were coming to
Yeah.
pick up men. You saw me alone
Mm.
sitting down, wanting to buy my own drink.
For
Ha.
a hotel of that caliber, they
Do you
can
understand?
I would sit in the policy room and I would get cool consultant dollars to tell them that you will have left plenty money on the table if this ever goes beyond beyond this room. That
In these
stupid
days that
policy.
women are taking themselves out. You now say,
It is there that there are full grown. There's a retreat I'm supposed to be in Greece. Nothing. No, please drop off, madam. No, people are doing stuff. There are conferences going on around the world. I used the
talking
NHN
to me
retreat as
about.
an example today. I did not
Mhm.
call the name. I just said, oh, if the kind of people you want to clothe are people who go to conferences like some that is happening this weekend. Somebody just typed in the comment section, NHN. I'm like, oh, my people are right on trend. Do you see? Please
Mm.
please don't. But yeah, I get.
It's actually very annoying. So I want to look at these your 4 steps again, which is
Yeah,
again we've just talked about what is your goal, right? Clarify your goal, and once your goal is
yeah,
clear, of course,
yeah,
each person should have values as a person, which will
yeah,
guide the delivery of your goals because it
yeah,
will always work together, right?
yeah.
Your values. That's why when you say a company, they will start with mission, vision, then there's
Vision,
core
yes,
values
and say
because
this
the
is what
core
we
values
are
are the
about.
vehicle with which they will deliver
In short,
the vision.
yeah.
Because if they don't have the core values, if you like, you know how they say, if you don't stand for anything, you will fall for everything.
You fall for anything, everything
So,
will just keep
what
coming your way, no
do you understand?
boundaries.
So, you
Yeah,
have to be able to say, okay, this is what we would do, and this is what we will never do. So,
yeah,
just to be clear, it helps you to make decisions faster. When kind of work comes your way,
yeah.
say, this one we
we
cannot do this
don't
type
do
because
this.
comma
Yeah,
is
we
inside.
don't do this.
Maybe
Yeah.
a rich man comes and tells me, come and design a house for my side chick. I may say,
Yeah,
so
you'd have decided long ago that, oh, maybe I don't do this kind of things,
I won't
or
be able to do this
I'll
kind of work.
I'll cede it out to somebody else. You
Do
know,
you understand?
yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help you because I cannot. Maybe it's a client that you already know the wife. Because once you design a house for a couple, you've met the wife, you've worked with the wife, you've gone to shopping together, picking the accessories together. You
Brenda, I
consulted her on
know.
every point. Then the next year, the man, because he wants to give you repeat business, now comes and says, "This is for my babe in Ibadan." Why? Me, sir, I can't help you. You will have
I
to find
know,
another
right?
architect.
Yeah, yeah,
So what
yeah.
will you not do? And what will you do? Because I won't be able to look at the woman in the face tomorrow when she calls me that, Brenda, hell, something is leaking in our house. Who can you call for me? I'll be doing I'm able to come. I'm able to show my face because I'm going to be
Because
supporting
of
her
the
husband's bad
conscience,
behavior.
yeah, yeah.
So some people will say it's not my business, it's business. Business is business,
No,
just face your phone. But what
it
would you
can come
not do?
by, it leaks our soul. Yeah, yeah. I know, right?
So values are important. Then second, what resources do you have? I mean, I liked the way you put it there. When you said, what resources do you have? Me, you can see where I am in my bedroom. I'm not even in any special place.
Yeah,
I have one small ring light
yeah,
like this in my in my
yeah.
bedroom. And
Those
because
resources
I don't even have
counts.
energy for backdrop, because some people have energy for background, I'm using a backdrop. Do you see? So
Yeah.
everything is possible. Everything is possible. When you see, okay, what would
The
you
best
like?
times.
And what don't you
Yeah.
have? What can you do that you can help you where you don't have? If you don't have ring lights, you can sit by the window, record during daytime.
Yeah.
If it is one bedroom you
Exactly.
have, your children will be disturbing you. You can shoot at night
You can
or
exactly.
shoot when they've gone to
Exactly.
school. Or
And
when
know
they
that,
come
oh,
back,
I
send them
batch my
outside to
content.
play. Or send them
And
outside
they'll
to
be
play.
happy. So
You
the
understand?
playing was the strategy. It's a strategy to
But
get
you
your
have to start
noiseless.
where you are. You can't
Use the
say
resources
I'm
that you
not here because
have.
I mean somebody said something very profound. It was John Obidi. I have never forgotten that statement. Said
Yeah.
you do not suffer for what you don't have, but what you have that you do not
Mm.
use.
Yeah.
You are not
That's
you are not
profound.
lacking from what you don't have, but what you have that you don't use. So there you are.
Mm.
I mean, when I first started doing content, I had a 100,000 naira Android phone
Yeah.
just to clean the screen, clean my screen,
Exactly.
and record my
Yeah.
videos in daylight. You know how any picture you take outside is bright.
Very
I
bright.
want,
That's
I
what
want
our
to
skincare people use. Glow
do you
shot,
understand?
glow shot.
We
Yeah.
would do house, we would do indoor things. So because maybe the lights will not be lighting, maybe there'll be NEPA, will take light, all those things. We just go to daylight. Use daylight. God has given all of us this daylight. So there's no how that you are so
Mm-hmm.
disadvantaged that you don't have daylight. Use daylight. Take picture outside, take videos outside, and start where you
Yeah.
are.
Start where you are. Yeah.
Where you are, right?
Identify these resources that you have. Yeah.
Not what you don't have. Don't worry about what you don't have. It will get better as you go, but you must start with what you have. There's something you have
Mm.
that you can start with. What else were the resources you mentioned? Oh, that I have plenty friends that I can use for this speak. And the first time I put out this thing, I said I want to be doing weekly content, weekly lives. One person asked me, say, where would you find guests every week? He said, is that not too often? Why
Mm.
can't you do once a month or once a quarter? Where do you plan to find guests every week? I said, the harvest is how did they say? The harvest is plenty and
It's
delivery
right.
is few.
That is short. Brother, just so you
I
know
said,
how much of a good
ask
work
the
you're
Lord of the
doing,
harvest to
after
worry
you
about
put out
laborers.
that list, it's sold out. Let me put it that way. After you put
Mhm,
out the list where I chose, I think
mhm.
somebody that came on the group shortly after, they didn't see topic. So it's
No.
looking as if God will help them in January. Oh no. Yeah.
It's so, as in, it happens every time. When I put out this 1 quarter, 3 months, bam, it's gone. And someone's like, I wanted this, I'll not write their name down. I said, in case one person say, I cannot do again, you are the second.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
yeah.
I
The
got you.
backup.
You are the backup. And in case backup,
Yeah.
we don't need backup, I'll push you into the next quarter.
Next one.
But it's the
Yeah.
Lord of the harvest that provides. When I was being class captain in all these plenty groups, I didn't know that I would need it.
It would
Do you
one
see?
day work to your
I didn't know that I would
advantage.
need it.
Yeah.
I'm just using my natural vibing personality to just be the life of the party everywhere. But
Yeah.
now that
Our
I,
warm sunshine energy. Yeah.
because
Now
it was
it's
simply,
coming to bear.
you always have to remember that, okay, what do I have? What do you have? It's back again to you. You're not lacking. You're not stagnant for what you don't have, but it's what you have that you don't use.
Mm,
Some of you have a lot of
mm.
friends in your circle, in your network that have a lot of sense, but you're seeing them finish. You're
That
looking
be-
for you're looking for big, big names. If you don't have influencer names,
Mm,
when I did my first
mm.
conference, I picked my friends.
True,
We did it
true.
together. My people.
Yeah.
The next second one with the same people, my people again. I'm not looking for big names. If you don't want to come and be blessed by these small names, you will never be blessed. It's not a cause.
Mhm. Yeah.
because it's
I
God that
did
brings
say
the
at
word.
times, yeah, yeah. Mm,
It's not by the big names, right?
I
So it's God that
agree.
brings the word, and it's God that brings the impact at the end of the day. So even when you put the big names or you put the small names, it's God that causes the impact. It's the one that waters. You're only just to open your mouth and speak,
Yeah,
and He's the one that makes it to
yeah.
enter. So why are we fixated on who is big or who is not big? Just use what you
Mm,
have. What you have
very
is
key.
enough.
Very key. Very
And
key.
then the third one said, list the steps. Those steps are critical. You may need to do some thinking here. If you have enough money, hire me. I'm a coach. I can help you. But in case you
Exactly.
don't, it's all right too. Do some thinking, right? Sit down and list the
Yeah.
steps. How do you want to get to your goal? And figure something out. If you're very good with ChatGPT, it can help you too. You know, get some
Yeah.
steps for you to start. But start. Again, start. And the last one is now deploy these resources to do steps
Exact
to
to
create the
these
goal.
steps. And then strategy
So
self-need.
profound. Thank you so much. I mean, that was the strategy
Yeah.
session right there. So all of you that you came late, just be clicking the replay when we finish so you can get it from the beginning because this was a
Yeah.
master class right there. So simple, so
Yeah.
profound, and so deep. Thank you so much, Tokumbo.
It's been my
And
pleasure. Like
I know that
absolute
we can be
pleasure.
here throughout today, tomorrow, if you leave us. We're enjoying, we're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
Please, the audience, I hope you're also enjoying it because I'm enjoying myself way too much to even
Yeah.
check that I
It's
enjoy.
looking like this is why people just go on and on. I'll be like my next book. It will just be from talking. Some people will be gathering the data,
You
convert it to
understand?
a
It's just
book.
pick it and be
Yeah.
running. But
Yeah.
it's really very interesting how we've been able to break down this and how we've explained to people how storytelling is not only in writing, it's also in video, it's also in
Yeah.
audio. You
Yeah.
can choose to make a mark with Instagram lives, YouTube
Yeah.
sessions like this. You can choose to make a mark, and you don't have to do live session. You may say, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not very articulate. I have a lot of filler words when I speak. I have a lot of and I'm not confident not to come on air live." That's also fine. You can do record it,
Also, people have those
edit
kind
it,
of excuses. Oh.
edit it, remove all the filler words that you are not happy with, put some jazz interventions in between, and then when you're happy, post it. But I will not do anything. We will not allow you. You
It
know
is
why
no
we won't allow
longer
you?
allowed.
Because we will be many. Oh, that's my latest anthem now.
Yeah.
We will make Jesus proud and we will be many of
Yeah.
us. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to do it alone. I'm here to drag you along because there's something in you that God has put in you that He wants you to share
Yeah.
with the world. And then you are
And
sitting down there and telling
together we
yourself
can
that,
be
oh, I
empowered.
don't know how, I cannot, I do not. Enough of those
We don't
excuses
do
today.
excuses around
We're here to
here.
tell you that you can start where you are, that you can do what you have. You don't have to, you will be learning as you are going. You see, if you go and look at
True.
I saw one of my old videos, which day I wanted to faint. It was inside my Google Drive.
It
And I
is
was rolling in
growth.
laughter.
It is growth, brother. Growth.
I was rolling.
Yeah.
I said, hey, who is this person? Jesus. But
It's
it's
beautiful to see
growth.
evolution evolving. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is what it's about. That is what I'm here to encourage you about. See, I teach people for a living, right? I love my day job. I have a day job. I'm an architect. I was telling you about designing houses just now. That's my day job. I actually have a day job. But this is my heart job, right? Is teaching people, this coaching people, this inspiring people is my heart job. I mean, and if I didn't have to, it doesn't feel like working. So when Talks
Mm.
was saying, "Oh, how do you do the things that you do?" Is because it's not work. Do you see?
It's
It's not.
actually not work.
It's not
I
work.
know.
It's not work. It fulfills me. My husband said, "You can't talk for Africa." I said that when I was talking as a kid, they were abusing me. Hey, you talk too much. You talk too much. Now I'm talking. People
See
are
how it
listening.
has bloomed.
I'm seeing people that are happy to listen to my talk. What are you saying? I love it. Do you see? So it's not work for
Yeah.
me. And also, I am so filled with the goodness of God. Like, I'm so in awe of how good God is that I want everybody to hear. And
True.
you may not catch me preaching. You may not catch me on the pulpit, dishing out Bible verses. But I'm showing you every day that God is good, that God has put word in you, that God wants you to come out and speak it. And and that even as you're teaching and speaking and preaching and coaching and whatever else you're doing, you can still be a God girly. You can. And guess
Yeah.
what? People will
Yeah.
trust you more. Even those that don't believe in God, they'll say, this person believes in something. So she looks like she's
Shines
trustworthy.
their lights. Yeah.
Do you see? So it's okay. I've come into a coaching session before. I told the person, do you mind? Can we pray before we start? She was okay. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We finished praying. You know what she said after she finished? She said, I've always struggled with having to express my spirituality in this, what I do. And coming
Um,
into your coaching class and you asked to pray, she just looked at me and she thought, oh, wow, we can
so I
pray.
have permission. So
Do you
you just
understand?
gave the person permission to be.
And I
Right.
was like, and for me, why I even pray is because I'm like, God, I don't know anything like that. So you see,
Mm.
you have to help this
As
your
in,
child
give
that
me
has come to me.
utterance. Yeah.
You, and that's really why I pray. It's not because I'm trying to be spiritual. I'm like, God, you have to help this child that you sent to me because I
Exactly.
don't know why
I'm
you sent
just
this person
being
to me.
a
You know?
medium. Mm.
So
I agree. I
how,
get you.
how about you help both of us to help ourselves? Because we
True.
can't do this alone.
True.
And that's
Yeah.
really why I pray. And every time I have to speak, I tell people, every time I have to speak, I start with prayer. Like, God help me. Give me something to, impact these people,
To
these listeners.
say, yeah.
Whether it's children, whether it's teenagers, whether it's adults, you don't ever see any group finish. You must be ready at all times, prepared,
Mm.
and also, just leave yourself to God. Say, okay, tell them
I'm in
what you
your
want them to hear.
hands.
And that's
Mm.
the whole essence of this whole conversation, this whole month and beyond, about the
Yeah.
visibility, the branding, the storytelling, the everything. We just want more people to be out there doing what
Yeah.
God wants them to do. So we're shining more role models for our children to follow. Because if you go online now, the voices you hear are all saying the same thing. We went to a comedy show the other day. My friend and I were cringing at the rawness of the
At the
jokes. We're like,
kind of
what is this? We say, hey,
like you
God, who
can do
sent us to
better.
this one?
Eh,
You know, and
is that how lazy scripting has become?
you can't
That
even
you
be
can't not
creative about jokes.
objectify. Do you get?
You can't be
Mm.
creative anymore. You just throw in the raw stuff and that will make people laugh and then you've done comedy. Like, no, sir, you have not done
Mm.
comedy.
Mm.
You
You're
know,
lazy at
it's
getting
like
your
even the
resources.
artists, musical artists, they just want to just do boom, 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 boom. There's no lyrics. Nobody's putting out anything. You're not taking time to write out verses anymore. No.
So nothing
So is that
inspires
where
from
we
just
are?
listening. Mm.
So we need to bring forward a group of people who have a right messaging, and can show people that it's okay. As a young girl, you don't have to shake your bum bum on Instagram. You don't have to wear
Exactly. Not
open,
to
open belly, open
objectifying
shirts, open everything. You can actually use your head and shine your God-given
your
intelligence
light.
and still do stuff. That's just really what it's
Yeah.
about. Is what it's about.
Mm.
Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Mm.
So, Tooks, what more do you have for us?
Yeah, so as we bring this to a close, I've been schooled as in I like to learn when I'm a guest of something. But yes, as much as Brenda has said, the um we deploying strategy in the right way, we having an end, like I discussed in those my 4 steps. It is also to
Mm,
learn that I seem to think that while some core values are also being bandied, when you choose to deploy storytelling, you may be tested, but it will show. So when I say when you choose vulnerability is a strategy in storytelling, for instance, where I
right.
bear my most vulnerable. Yeah, this was what happened when this happened. This was what happened. I think I said it earlier to say if you've not healed enough to want to share, it's also okay. So because
Mhm.
you now have a strategy in place, you earmark the things that you have healed from or the things that you feel that the world can be blessed by because your pain is purpose. I hope we know, right? So
Yes.
a part of vulnerability, a part of emotional connection also requires your authentic self. So if you say, um, Brenda didn't need us to bring us to what happened this evening, but by bringing us into it, I'm now not there on my high horse saying, how can the host have been 1 minute late? Like, hello, in my world, yes, we try to move towards perfection, we try to, but because we're also wisdom women, it behoved on Brenda to settle that home front a little, such that there's grace. So you can imagine her finishing this session, joining her guests, and then Hobby saying, thank you, I knew you were, I knew it was eating into your time. Maybe it's even looking out to see how you'll be there, since Madame has started hosting shows now. We don't use to hear words. So
have our time, we cannot eat anymore.
So your authenticity should shine through. If there are days where you do not feel up to, and I think this came to me because there are also coaches who listen in on your platform. So the knowledgepreneurs, the people helping people, the people building, I seem to think that there's that gap in. So everybody likes to bandy the word, I'm showing out as my authentic self. If something happens and for some reason, everything from you did not get enough people on that life. You did not get enough. I don't know if you know that those things are actually pressure points because it's a certain aspirational thing. So I say it all the time. I'll be like, if I'm on an IG live, God help me that I have my group of sisters as they ever ready. If it doesn't interfere with work, they'll be there. Now, if it interferes with work and I'm the only one, I'll be like, to the person who is listening or to the person who's going to come across this content, because I don't even understand how that you expect those like 10,000 beloved to be there. Because time is, as in different timing, different plans, different. So I will not even let it be a bother. I would say to myself, so when you're showing up as your authentic self in storytelling, you're telling it as it is, but you're also showing that even when I'm not in top tier shape, I would show up and I would tell it exactly as it is. I've seen people say, "Oh, pastors will make us believe one thing," or one coach was saying one thing. I said she was burning out, right? What she was burning out, she didn't say. When she was burnt out, she's okay. So she has come to, and she says, "I was running on zero. I needed a pause." That's your authentic self. So I feel that to the knowledgepreneur, to the coach on this call, who's probably listening in, your authentic self will not demand, it will demand excellence. It will demand, but it will not demand perfection, stronger perfection. It will demand that I say it all the time. I'll say, picture Brenda's energy right now. It means that when she was in her 20s, it was also on steroids. And so something can happen and she can say, you won't believe, I got into my bed and I crashed out. It's because she's also, as in, she's a real human. Exactly. So you're there, you're thinking, if it was me, I would have, okay, when is you? And you're 45, and you're glowing, and you're vibrant, and you have these many expressions, please come forward with what you will do. In the meantime, this is Brenda. In the meantime, this is Morenike. Do you get? So feel free to be authentic while at it. Feel free to deploy all of these tips to be able to connect emotionally, because at the heart of it all, everything that what people want is that they want to feel a sense of connection. It shows in the things we subscribe to, the holidays that we go to, the kind of jobs that we take. We just want to be heard. We want to connect across different forms, even till the latest iPhone. Do you get?
Yes.
People just want to be, do you see me? Do you get? So in whatever you do, let it be that people see you, or that you see people enough for them to say, do you get, enough for them to be able to say, oh, now I can relate to this. One of our coaches online was saying to us that nothing is expensive. I saw the clip earlier this week. He said, I might hold your hand while I say this. Nothing is expensive. You just cannot afford it. And then she delved into the ruthlessness of it. It was so, I felt like I should just give her flowers, right? So yes, please, feel free to build your story. Feel free to connect with people. Feel free to show up as your authentic self. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so profound. I mean, so profound. And we can't say enough about authenticity, about relatability, about just coming out as you are. And but please, caveats, when we say come out as you are, we didn't say just wake up and tumble out of bed. Don't brush your hair, don't put lipstick, please now. Respect us enough to put a little bit.
I should be able to say perception management is also key. There are people who will not touch you. with a pole if they know that you're desperate for that money. Do you get? When you are showing up looking like $1 million, somebody will say, she's helping our cause by taking that tiny money that we're offering. Do you see? So yes, thank you for putting it out there, Brenda, because it's not the one that's already be like, this is my authentic self. This is your authentic self. Oh.
Yeah. And she have said authentic self. The way you will not go to your son's school in your bathrobe or your pajamas.
I like that.
It's the same way we are saying. So even though you don't feel like makeup on some days, and that's perfectly fine, your skin needs to breathe. Just give us a little bit of lip gloss, something to just, put some sparkle in your face, brush your hair properly, and just show up. You see this my short hair. It's good to go anytime. That's why I love it. If it's too hard, I'll pour small water, put a bit of, spray on it. We're good to go, right? If you don't have my kind of good to go hair, throw on your wig. You don't have wig, brush your all back. It's okay. Put big earring, your face will be bright.
Exactly. It shines through.
You're good to go. But just let us feel like you've made a bit of effort in your appearance, and so you're not taking us for granted by showing up like you just woke up from sleep. No, we're not your family members, please. Yeah,
save a little bit of effort. Save that for them.
Just give us a little bit of effort, right? And so we're not contradicting ourselves. We're just saying things and we're clarifying what we mean.
Yeah,
Bible said, be you, be graceful, and everything. We just say, also remember your values, Also be authentic. Say, please also make sure that you're showing up correct. You come correct, right? Yeah. And this is not to say, if you don't have iPhone, you cannot start. It's not to say, if you don't have ring lights, you cannot start. I've given you all the example of. I wrote a full book on my phone, that my 100K Android phone. Full book. I didn't have laptop safe. Full book. I typed it begin to end. 40,000 words on the book. When I finished typing, when I sent it to my friend by email, she now put it together for me on Word. She just copied, pasted on Word. We formatted it before we now sent to editor. On my phone. You are not limited by what you don't have, but what you have and you don't.
What you have that you are not using.
And so we're going to draw the curtain on today's episode. And if you know that I would have loved to be here all day, all night. In fact, but I can hear my husband calling in the background. He's like, you said 8:00. What's happening? As a virtuous woman that I am, I have to go and honor him and listen to him. What can we do? But so, Morenike, last words for our audience. Last words. If you want them to remember one thing from what you taught today, what would that be? One thing.
Humans are not set up to understand logic or data. Humans are set up to understand storytelling. Use storytelling to your advantage. Use your story to build either your personal brand or your business brand, and the entirety of you will thank you for it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't waste your time with data. Data is good for the books. It's good for forecasting your finances and all of those things. It's good for forecasting what products you're going to give out. But at the end of the day, for connection, the winner is storytelling.
Connecting.
And people do not buy because they want to buy. They buy because of emotional connection. It's emotions. We're all emotional buyers. Forget what they say.
Yeah, exactly.
The other day I wrote a budget. I was like, this is what I want to spend. I wrote everything down. No, just tell your mate today that the money has finished. Not the things that I bought. So we passed, somebody just advertise something, say, I can afford that now. Boom, I don't buy. Emotional buying. So why not you too? Sell your own. Sell. We want to buy from you too. Do you buy from others? So come to us with your emotions, and we will hope to see you same time next week. Today is Tuesday. We'll be here same time next week, Tuesday, God willing, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, where we'll be having another fantastic guest talking about one more thing that will inch you closer to the visibility that you desire, to set you up as the right person, declaring whom God has sent you to be, to the people he sent you to. Because if you don't show up, you are hurting not only yourself, but those people whose lives are connected to yours. And on this note, I'll say, this has come to you from the Women's Growth Academy, WGA. My name is Brenda Unu. I'm your fabulous host. I'll be here with you same time next week, Tuesday. Till now, it's goodbye from me and from my guests.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Take care.
Good night, Brenda. All right.
Thank you so much.